Oh, all right. Welcome back to the channel. So Terence Crawford, man, he's providing a funny example during these trying times, man. He says that at least the best way that you can read what he says is that he doesn't think this stuff we're going through is real, and that it is being used as a way to as a scare tactic to control people. Could be true, maybe not. He also says that he's not keeping his kids in. Their kids are just going around about business as usual, life as usual. Let's talk about that in this video. All right. Welcome back. All right. So Terence Crawford, the WBO welterweight champion of the world. The guy that I have, it's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. Number two welterweight, though, behind Errol Spence Jr. That's for you, Woolbag. That's for you, drink more water. Terence Crawford has something to say about the situation that we all find ourselves in. There's no real need to continue to say what the name of it is, because everybody is being being affected by it right now. You have just a lot of drama going on in New York, man. Shout out to my guy, Drew Titan. Go check out the live stream that we did, OG Boxing Talk this morning, where Drew Titan was talking about his personal experience with this stuff as a bus driver in the state of New York. And all of it's just a wild situation out there. But Terence Crawford isn't taking it terribly seriously. I think that's fair to say. I mean, I read what he said, and in the intro to the video, because I'm not going to re-edit this, I said that he doesn't think it's real. I want to make sure that I'm, clarify what I believe that he's saying. I have no reason to believe that he doesn't think that there is really a virus out there. But I think that I'm going to give him as much leeway as I possibly can be in my interpretation. And that is that, it's something that's real, but there's a lot of people panicking and just doing way too much. And that, that's adding stress to life. And pretty much it's just a way for people to, to put the thumb on people and, and control them. Right. So, I mean, from his point of view, I can understand why he would say why he would say that and what he's thinking. There definitely is a lot of controls. There definitely are a lot of controls being put on people's lives, like staying, 6 feet away from somebody, from not leaving your house unless it's absolutely essential that you do. Some places it's like you can't leave your house. Can't leave your house at all. You got people wearing masks. You got people wearing scarves. People walking around with plastic gloves. Not touching anything. You go to convenience stores. That they've got all kind of they've got hanging plexiglass shields between you and the person that's at the store. Never. Hey, I guess those bulletproof things in the hood, man, they're gonna come in handy now. Shields for basically all this type of shielding. So, and kids can't go to school. Kids have to be homeschooled, right? People can't go to work. That is a lot of being controlled, right? Because of the situation. So, I understand, why somebody could get that feeling, why somebody could be distrustful. You also hear, other people saying things like the numbers are off, and there's a lot of information out there. A lot of the information is contradictory, contradicts each other. There's some some discrepancies in information that get raised. But, at the end of the day, man, this is a problem that's got to get solved. And I'm not certain, really about Terence Crawford's approach to resolving the problem or his part in helping to resolve the problem. And that is, if he says that he's going to have his kids out, his kids are just going on about, life as usual, man, I think that is, like I say this, man, I can understand why somebody would say that. I would understand why people would feel that. But for me, I think that you are taking a chance. You're taking a chance with other people's health, right? You're betting other people's health on the fact that you're correct. And I do believe that you should, when you make a decision about whether or not, when there's like a situation like this, a pandemic, if you are going to make up your mind that you're not going to do the things that people in society are being asked to do to make the problem go away, right? If you follow the advice, what happens, right? Like if you don't go outside, if you don't have to, and when you do go outside to exercise, you keep yourself at least 6 feet away from other people, that you wear gloves, you wear masks, whatever you do, say that you go along with that and you do everything that's required from you, what is going to happen to you, right? You're either going to you'll be slightly uncomfortable, your life, you can be put out of your way. You can be inconvenienced, right? In some instances, you can really it could be a major financial hindrance to you, right? But what are that's what could happen from it. You lose money, you're inconvenienced or whatever. But what if you're wrong? So by adhering to it, right? But say you don't believe it and you don't adhere to it. And what's the worst can happen to you there? The worst thing that can happen to you in that situation is that your kid can catch it. Maybe they have a respiratory issue that you don't know about and they can pass away. They have a particularly bad incident at a hospital. They can't get there. Something happens, something goes wrong. The worst that can happen there is that somebody passes away, right? Or if you want to say what's close to as bad as that, if you adhere to if you don't adhere to what people are being asked to do, is that you could catch it yourself. And even though you don't get sick, you pass it on to somebody else. It just seems to me that the better thing to do as a member of the community would be to adhere to what's being requested of you because of the risks associated with it. I mean, I could understand if somebody was asking you to stay in your house and not come out because, for some reason that, isn't going to result, that couldn't possibly result in the death of people, right? If it could be just, we're not, just some general blanket security alert out there because, there may be a terrorist somewhere in your neighborhood, and then so therefore you can't come out of your house for 6 months. That might be something that's like, man, no, the risk and the reward, the risk versus the reward is just, that proposition is not there. But in this situation, man, it just seems like you should adhere. You should do what people are asking you to do. Be put out of your comfort zone for a while, and stay safe and keep other people safe. Now, I don't want to. I'm trying my best not to be super critical of Terence Crawford for that, but it's the opposite of what you see Errol Spence Jr. doing, and I think if of the two people that get accused of being reckless, right? Errol Spence Jr. was the one that was supposed to be reckless. He's the one that's drinking and driving, running around, getting too high in weight. Well, in this particular circumstance, over something that affects a lot more people, it's Terence Crawford that's being more reckless, man. And I think that's really I think it's just a bad decision. I think that people should, man, it's hard to tell other people what to do, man. And the only thing you really can do is control yourself. But, Terence Crawford is an example of people in the city of Nebraska, as, an example setter for young athletes, whatever, man, to the extent that he is, man, it just to say that and to put that out there, man, if you're right, hey, man, you're right. If you want to be in your right, then hey, man, that everything is good if you're right. But if you're wrong, there's just so many things. There's so many risks associated with that and endangering yourself and other people. It just seems crazy to me. And now I'm not going to say this necessarily about Terence Crawford because I'm only reading what Terence Crawford is saying in the newspaper, or somebody's attributing this to him. And as you know, unless you hear it on audio, you're never 100% sure that if, somebody didn't either they didn't make it up out of whole cloth. And I don't think that would be the case. I hope that's not the case, or they can just misconstrue and misinterpret, or can do a poor job of conveying the person's, intent. So I don't want to jump on them too hard, but at the same time, man, it just seems, if there's any truth to it, to him saying that just seems a little, it's just a little bit disappointing. But anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.